the week America chose to end the Trump presidency. After 4 years of division and tumult, assaults on truth and treasured institutions, voters turned out in record numbers to turn the page, replacing a reality TV star raised in wealth with a career politician from the working class. In his first speech as president-elect, a forceful Joe Biden delivered a soothing message. It's time to heal.
For all those of you who voted for President Trump, I understand the disappointment tonight. I've lost a couple times myself, but now let's give each other a chance. It's time to put away the harsh rhetoric, lower the temperature, see each other again, listen to each other again. And to make progress, we have to stop treating our opponents as our enemies. They are not our enemies, they are Americans.
As we come on the air this morning, President Trump is raging against the results with false statements on Twitter, his team vowing to overturn them with legal challenges that have little prospect of success. The votes are still being counted across the country, and Joe Biden's lead in the popular vote is over 4 million and climbing. He's ahead in enough states to eventually match the 306 electoral votes won by Trump in 2016. This morning, we look back at the lessons of this election, look ahead to the challenges now facing Joe Biden and the country he will lead. We begin with our chief White House correspondent, Jonathan Karl, Rachel Scott in Wilmington with President-elect Biden. And Rachel, let me begin with you. The Biden transition plans to hit the ground running tomorrow.
George, it is going to be a busy stretch, just 73 days until the inauguration. And we know that before this race was even called, that Biden's transition team was already working quietly behind the scenes. They've assembled these review teams to start working with the federal agencies so that he can hit the ground running. And we also know that here in Wilmington, they're having those discussions about who is going to be in those critical positions inside of the West Wing and the administration. This is a seismic shift in American politics, and the makeup of this next administration will look dramatically different from the current one. Biden has already pledged to have the most diverse cabinet in American history, and he has already said what his priorities are, coming out on stage yesterday saying he's going to start with that coronavirus task force, assembling the team of scientists and experts that he believes will help slow the spread of the virus, George.
And Rachel, he's also preparing a list of executive actions, executive orders that he plans to enact on day one.
Yeah, George, and a lot of this has to do with the Senate. We do not know what the control of the Senate is going to be, if Republicans are going to hang on, so that we know that his team is already having these conversations about what he can do on his own through executive actions. But Biden has already made clear what he would like to do on day one. He would like to rejoin the World Health Organization. He would like to repeal the Muslim ban. He would like to reinstate DACA, George, again, just dramatically different from the current administration.
Rachel Scott, thanks very much. Just bringing Jonathan Karl right now. Jonathan Karl, the president, back on Twitter this morning in denial.
George, the president is angry and defiant, banging out all caps tweets, claiming that he won the election, making false claims of massive voter fraud. He has not called to congratulate Biden. He certainly hasn't delivered a concession speech or even begun thinking about writing a concession speech. In fact, he's pursuing lawsuits that he hopes would somehow overturn the election without any legal basis. But, George, here's the thing. Virtually everybody in the president's inner circle, his true closest advisors, including his family members, are fully aware that this is over. There have been conversations that I am told include the First Lady, about how to convince him to make something of a graceful exit, how to go to him and talk to him about the movement he has built, about his role in the Republican Party, about the way he can be a kingmaker in 2022, 2024, maybe even run again, and how if he doesn't leave in the right way, he could jeopardize all of that. But, George, if the president and everybody fully expects him to eventually make this concession speech, it won't be a concession speech like any we have seen. He won't concede that he lost. What I would expect him to do is to effectively concede that the election was stolen from him and have a long list of grievances about the way they tried to deprive him of his presidency.
Which, of course, is not a concession at all. Meantime, there's actually real practical impact on the transition. Until the General Services Administration acknowledges the victory of Joe Biden, there's no funding for the transition.
And that is being held up as of right now. I have to tell you, though, I'm told to expect that in the coming days that the president will commit to a peaceful transfer of power, even as he is making these claims that the presidency has been stolen from him. So those around him expect that those funds will be freed up before long.
And any sense of what else we can expect in this lame duck session between now and January 20th? Of course, you've got the big COVID relief package potentially on the table. It couldn't get negotiated before the election. The president has all the powers of the presidency until January 20th.
You have 73 days, George, and I am told to expect that we are likely to see firings. You know, he's mused about firing Mark Esper, the defense secretary, Christopher Wray, the FBI director. Of course, he joked, maybe not, about what he would do with Anthony Fauci and the coronavirus task force. So lots of questions there. I would expect you would also see a series of pardons, but you do have that big thing hanging over the presidency, hanging over the country, and that is the pandemic. Entirely unclear of the path ahead for the president on that.
John Karl, thanks very much. Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.